What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Ade here.
And you got your boy Ham, aka Ade.
Well, Ade said he's only here for the quiz.
I'm just here for the quiz, bro.
Nah, you here for it all, bro.
The sooner we can do it and leave, the better.
You're here for it all, bro. You're here for it all.
What a contrast, like in a week, from being on a high last week Sunday to to being on a low, man. That's what football does, man.
Is that how you feel now, the low?
No, really, I didn't really. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't even angry when I was watching the game. I just turned it off after a while. It would just.
Well, when did you turn it off? 1 or 2 or 3?
Not 3. I watched it up to 3. Probably no. I watched it up to like the last 10 minutes. I watched it up to the 80th minute.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into it anyway. When
did you turn it off?
I only watched the first half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I only watched the first half.
Yeah,
But the shock when I saw it was 3. So you know what? I don't like just to analyze games. I like to tell the story of how my.
Yeah.
What you think? You was eating Amala.
But I'll tell you. Let's do our intros.
But you know, the only thing that made me feel better, I'll tell you what made me feel better. When they said, it's exactly the same score last year. Like,
it was. Yeah.
Maybe then we want to make this a regular.
You know,
at least you haven't gone back. You haven't regressed.
Consistency, bro. That's what we're asking for.
You haven't regressed.
Consistency.
You lost 0-3 last season. You lost 0-3 this
But
season.
on a more serious note, I'm concerned about a lot of United fans out there. So what we need to do, maybe sort out some sort of support line for them.
Where's Frank? What happened to Frank?
What? Call Frank?
Yeah, back in the day you could call Frank. He's not around no more.
Frank must have passed away. Must have to replace him with someone else.
We need to set some sort of support line for United fans. But we're here for you guys, just to let you know. We're here for you guys. We go through the same thing. We haven't heard from our sponsor today.
Our sponsor is a United fan.
So, anyway, let's get to it. Look, thanks, people. Thanks for tuning in again. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this with friends and family. Comment and turn on your notification. And so you know whenever we upload. Just please make sure you comment, especially United fans. We want to know exactly how you feel every time. Like there's a defeat.
Blink twice if you feel like doing something crazy. If you feel like doing something crazy to yourself, blink twice.
Yeah, just ask questions. Yeah. Any fans ask us a question and we answer it during the pod. I
have a few questions from my friends, by the way. You know they have a field day. Right? I have a few questions to throw to you.
We'll go through all the questions at the end. Now we'll go through it after we got United segment. Cool. And don't forget we are sponsored by Talks Ains the perfume. As I said, we haven't heard from our sponsor today. Please, if you have seen him, Talks, if you're watching this, maybe blink twice. Let us know you're okay. Go on his website, www.talksains.co.uk. Use our promo code, you get 10% off. All caps Red Divided, and you won't be disappointed. Just pray United win the league. It might give us more than 10%.
By the time that happens, we'll be old. We'll all be old and grey.
All right, cool. How's the week, lads? As I said, different contrast compared to how we was feeling last week Sunday. And I'm guessing it's the same for you too.
I was fine, bro.
Yeah,
I'm feeling fine, bro. You guys beat. You know, I like to see you guys happy. I don't see it often. So I was happy last week that you guys are happy. And City lost, so it's fine. I drew to Everton. Not good, not great. But this week I'm happy. I'm happy again.
Well, there's only one place to start this week. We'll get into Marcus Rashford as well in a bit, because obviously after our comment last week, he's done like a interview which obviously made a lot of noise this week. We'll get into that. He hasn't been in the squad since then, so we definitely need to touch on that. But we just go straight into this week's game. We had the Carabao Cup game on Wednesday, which was a mad game against Spurs. That was just games full of mistakes.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah,
when you watch Spurs, are you not entertained?
I'm not. For me, there's not really much to say. I wasn't disappointed that we went out. Obviously, I don't go into games wanting to lose, but I wasn't disappointed that we went out of the cup because
our bribery and corruption didn't work. Those home games, we need home games.
Yeah,
to get to the final.
Yeah, so I wasn't disappointed. I was just, it's just the manner of the defeat, like the mistakes again. It's just like time and time again. How many more like mistakes are they gonna make, and it's as if like they just want to start spreading the mistakes out across the whole team. Like I'll make the mistake this week, you make one next week.
Man.
Yeah. Come on, man. We're in this together, man.
We're in this together. So obviously, like Spurs, we should never really have got back into the game, but it is Spurs. Like we got back into it, and our keeper said, "You know what? I'll go one above you all. I'll make another." He made another mistake.
Bayandia.
And
what's his name?
That's the best way to pronounce it.
Bayandia.
Want me to cut my tongue?
Yeah. But yeah, that's it, man. How did you feel about going out? Was you?
No. So you know what? My colleague at work, because I work with a lot of Spurs fans,
Yeah.
asked me what I thought the score was going to be, and I thought they would win 4-2, just because we both score, we both concede, but they're at home, and I just thought it's going to be one of those situations. We're still trying to figure ourselves out, but yeah, I wasn't too disappointed, as I think we spoke during the week, and I was saying I'm letting him do his trial and error, mixed match, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
At the moment, because realistically, as long as we finish top half, now it's what's the difference, right? Do your mixed match, find your team, but after January, I'm gonna need some consistency. I'm gonna need you to know your first 11 and just make changes when it's tactically needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I expected us to go out, so it wasn't something I needed to go home and cry about. It is what it is.
But you expect you to go out against Spurs away because they're better than you, or you guys are shit, or what? You just
Because we're shit, man.
Okay. No, I just want
Why are
context.
you asking me questions?
I just wanted context because
They came to our house and
no, because
slapped
it's
us in
Spurs.
it.
Spurs are not. Spurs are Spursy, innit? So I will never go there and
And you
expect
met-
to lose. No, I wouldn't go to Spurs and expect to lose.
Are we the same person?
No, I'm just saying in general to anybody because it's Spurs.
Oh,
innit?
is it?
Because it's
Oh, is
Spurs.
They've been slapping us up lately, so
Like we're just pretty much for like two brothers. One is worse than the other. That's how we've been like with Spurs recently. But then it's Spurs at the same time. The Spurs can go and put up a great performance against someone else. You just with Spurs, you never know.
you
What
never
you're
know.
gonna
But
get.
us,
You never
you
know what
know.
you're gonna
We're
get. But
just-
we've been
With
quite
us, you
consistent
know.
with our poor performance. Yeah, look, I honestly going into the game, I just thought it was a 50-50 game. I honestly thought.
Yeah, same. That's how I would have seen
I
it.
didn't.
I would have just seen it as.
I didn't think that there was just going to beat
I
us.
thought
At the
they'll
same
win.
time, I didn't think that we were definitely going to beat them. I just took the game as a 50-50 game. So
Yeah.
I
and
wasn't
Ange promised the trophy, bro. So Ange just said it.
Could be the FA Cup though.
So yeah, like I wasn't surprised how the game turned out. It was just disappointing to see us making mistakes again. So
3-0. What the
Well,
hell are
we'll
these
move on.
guys doing?
Yeah, you went 3 down, innit?
I was like, what the hell are
Yeah.
these guys doing?
But just going off, touching on like what you said, just going into today's game, I think one thing that is not helping and one thing that is probably contributing to Wolves, like us conceding so much goals, because prior to him coming, our defensive record was actually quite all right. It wasn't as bad.
it was all
We were
right.
just struggling with scoring goals. What hasn't helped, which is understandable, he's got to go through his own process, and it's the reason why he's making a lot of changes. Making changes time and time again is not going to help the defense. It's not going to help like Hugh during set pieces. I'm not saying that's the main factor, but that most certainly will be contributing towards that. Because if you look at it, we're almost every single game we're considering some sort of like set piece. Defensively, no, I don't. Sometimes you watch them play. I say sometimes they bring the ball out from the back. Then when they get to the middle, we get stuck. Yes, there's a lack of quality there, but you're making changes week in, week out, which is fair. I'm not trying to just. You can make the changes, but eventually he's got to try and find his own team, because you keep making changes is not helping the team. And I don't think more defensively than anything really, because attacking wise we've been bad for a long time. We haven't been scoring goals for a long time, but defensively I feel like that is definitely detrimental towards like the defense, because we're conceding far too many. And on top of that, they're making stupid individual errors as well.
So many
Errors. Like if you take away a lot of the errors that we've made over the last few weeks, we might have got a lot more points. So it's not just him; it's the defense making errors. And today, the first thing we did it's just Malasha giving away stupid free kicks there. Like, your team is already bad enough at set
Because
pieces.
that knowledge, you must adjust how you play, right? So you guys know you're good at set pieces, so you play for set pieces. If you know you're bad at it, you should be conscious to not give away set pieces
Yeah.
anywhere dangerous, right?
Yeah, and then why he needed to like make silly slide tackles, and he gave another one away again, same spot. Like not long after. I'm not sure whether it was the first half as well as early second half, but it just doesn't make sense why he keeps giving away that free kick. And then once again, we were just. It's always a case, really. Like there's always a player just no one really challenging the player for the header, or like they're just left by themselves.
Did he actually do anything? Did he try and do anything?
I think he jumped up with him, but I think the ball. It was a great ball to be fair. It was a great ball to him, but he jumped up. But I don't think there was no like. They weren't close enough to the guy that scored a goal. That's what it was. I think it was just more than it was more the positioning than anything.
Yeah.
I think they all jumped up,
and that might speak to the changing of personnel, because even though people are changing, I still expect you to know how to play football. But maybe in set pieces, you're like, actually, the other day I had X man, and my role was this. But you've changed it now, so is my role the same or is it different? Maybe that contributes to it. Might just be shit. Yeah. So
because he definitely jumped. I remember the goal.
Yeah. But went clean over his head though. Clean over his head. So that just emphasizes that he was too far away.
That was 1-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 1-0. And then obviously you go into like, as I said, it wasn't a bad game, and that's the disappointing thing about a lot of this game. Like when the difference between when Ten Hag was here and the games that I've been watching, I can only speak for me personally, is that we were doing all right. It was like 50-50. It was only 50-50 games. I'm not saying we're creating chances that we're not taking. First half was Bruno had 2 good chances in the first half. Should have scored 1. He didn't leave 1. So it wasn't as if like we were getting totally dominated where they were creating chances. It wasn't like that, because I remember that game last year. That's exactly what it was. It could have been a lot more than 3 last year.
It's different now. Yeah. It's different now. We are getting more chances. We're keeping the ball more than the other team, but we're just making mistakes.
Yeah.
And they're taking their chances when we're not. So it's not like the Wolves games, the Everton games where they're just bombarding us. It's different.
Yeah.
But it's just highlighting the lack of quality and the stupidity that players are doing.
Yeah, I just think it's stupidity. I don't think the players have got high quality. I've always said this. I'm gonna stick to it. But we'll get into like the players in a bit. But I just think it's just pure stupidity. And then just even when you think someone's doing well, they ended up gonna make their own mistake. Like, which will bring us to the next point with Mazraoui in the second half. He's one of the players that we pointed out has had a consistent season so far. Come out second half, you think, okay, cool. And I think at one point we weren't doing anything, and then when we started to put pressure back on again, we start playing football properly. What does he do? He goes and make a stupid tackle. Like, why he needed to make that tackle? It's just, that's not, you won't put that's just like quality. That's just stupidity. Like, there's a player right there.
Yeah, Euro's
right behind you.
Yeah.
Even if he gets past you, let him go past Euro. Let him like cross it in or something. There's players in the box. Why do you feel you need to dive? It doesn't make sense. It's just like a rush of blood, and I think that was a game right there. That was a game. I still thought we could have got something, but it was the third one that killed the game off. 2-0. I thought, okay, cool.
That was Semenyo, wasn't it?
Yeah, Semenyo it was the third one that killed the game off, and then after the third one, despite us like putting. I think what would have helped us, it was the opportunity we had straight after that, the third goal, that Garnacho.
Yeah, Garnacho, yeah.
And yeah, he didn't score it. So we probably had better chances than them in the game. And the only thing is they scored their 3 goals and we didn't. And it just got to the point when it got to that 75 minute, you knew that we weren't going to score a goal. I just knew, like, it doesn't matter how long this game goes for, we weren't going to get a goal. I just changed the channel after that. Yeah, I just thought,
There's no point.
Yeah, there's no point.
That Mazraoui thing it annoyed me quite a bit, because I think it was a Spurs game. Within the first 15 minutes, he had committed like 3 fouls. He was lunging everywhere. And I was thinking, what's wrong? Like, because I'm like, you're one of the players we've highlighted as being playing well on the Amarim. So what's wrong today? Because you're just being reckless.
Yeah.
Like maybe you don't
having
want
an off day.
Maybe you're just having an off day.
Yeah.
So obviously when I see it's him that gives away the penalty, I'm like, actually, this is what you were doing the other day. So it's not, there's something up. There's something up. There's a rush of blood because you've showed the warnings of this in the last game. But for me, I was at the office today, innit? Because it's my busy period. So I'm watching the first half. I normally take something and watch some parts of the game. Some parts of the game.
Yeah.
So then I was like halftime. Let me start going home so I can make the
Second half.
second half Liverpool game.
But you saw the first half. Yeah.
So I saw the first half. So I go on the ground and I get a bit of reception. So I'm like, let me check the score. I haven't had any pings. So I hit refresh. So I see 3-0. And I see Wolves. I'm like, I already knew it was 3-0.
Yeah.
Before I left. So I also United Bournemouth 3. I just looked at it, I said, oh, okay. I'm going to come to the pod today. What am I going to do at this pod? What do you want me to do at this pod?
I just came here to laugh.
Yeah.
I just came here to laugh.
That's the first thing I thought. Is that I now have to come to this pod and come and talk. When you guys are allowing this to happen, you didn't even lose. What? It's 3.
3-0.
It's 3.
3-0.
And that's when people start sending me memes and stop sending me stuff.
Bro, the amount of time I've seen on Twitter today, bro.
I don't have data.
Yeah,
Don't stop sending me stuff.
It's pretty bad, man.
Man.
We just like, as I said, like as a fan base, we have to be patient. We honestly have to be patient.
But you have to look at the game holistically, not just the scoreline. It's
Yeah.
actually, they didn't bombard us. You take that thing and you hold on to it.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Hold on
that's
to
slim
that
pickings, bro.
Hold on
That's
to that
slim
night.
pickings.
No, because we know it's a process, right? We one journey.
Yeah,
It's an early journey.
yeah.
So,
So if I'm breaking it down, the improvement you're saying is last season we got bombarded. This season it's not. Teams aren't doing that to us.
yeah. So
We're not getting
last
bombarded with chances. Teams are just taking their chances.
So last season they
But it's not like a
bombarded us.
barrage. Remember last season, you guys were 20
yeah,
shots on goal
yeah.
on average.
And possession, we didn't have possession as well. They'll beat us possession. They'll beat us with everything, basically. We were just open. But even since Amarim's come, I can see the difference. The results may not be there, but I can see the difference in terms of us having more of the ball, us creating more chances. But the reality is now, what's our goal difference? Like 12?
Yeah, -1 or something.
Yeah, -1. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I did my math wrong.
I don't know. What do you think? It was plus 12.
I was looking at another team.
Oh, you I know you know this is you might have a minus thing. Oh,
Yeah.
Let me dream, bro.
You get to plus
Let
12.
me dream. I need to go and find who I was looking at. But we're creating more, and you like to think that if we're creating more, at some point
You will
we'll start
convert.
to score more. But as I said, we're on a journey. It's a long journey. We're taking the bus. We don't have a car. We're taking the bus.
That's the way you got to see it, really. As like as a fan, when you're in the state that we're in right now, you just have to take the only way I see it. Just take the small positive like that comes from the game. As I said, look, we already know we've got a lot of work to do, a long way to come back, but the games are totally different. So they are totally different games. Obviously, the scoreline tells a different story, which we have to accept it for what it is. It is what it is. Like if that's what it's 3-0, take on the chin. I mean, just got to be patient, bro. That's the only way I see it, bro. You've got to be patient. If we're moving backwards, if there's like glaring signs of like, oh, this is a total disaster, what's actually happening, then that's a bigger concern for me. But for now, just have to and the manager said it might have to get worse before it gets better, and that's probably what we're going through right now. It is getting worse, but don't get me wrong, I still stand by my point that I've made. I think I made this point in the at the Forest game. Games like this, when you're going through a process, I don't care if you're going through a rebuild. When you're playing games like they're difficult games. If we get beaten like this away from home, I'll take that. But I still think we should be beating teams like this at home. Like the Forest, the Bournemouth, the West Ham, all those teams outside of the
Big Six.
Big Six, we should be at home.
They are the big six now.
I guess so. But
I'm the captain now, baby.
But I still think we should be beating them at home.
Mm-hmm.
So it is disappointing. I'm not sitting there trying to make it any better, acting as if like we shouldn't be beating. Of course, we should be beating them at home. But we haven't. But which highlights where we are as a team, and I'm glad that it obviously, for the manager's sake, like these mistakes are glaring. So he will start to pinpoint who we can trust, who we can't trust. Because for me personally, now we can speak on the players. I don't think a lot of displays are bad. When we talk about we need to change the whole team, a lot of people keep saying that, but do we really need to? What's the point of changing the whole team? We're not going to go for the league straight away. I still think this place can still get us to a certain place. Like, make 1 or 2 changes. The manager's got to pinpoint where he wants to strengthen, what's important to his philosophy or system that he used. Whether it's the wing backs, I feel like are quite important, and he don't currently have that. Change that. If we're not getting enough goals, then I need to get another striker, another midfielder that will get me the goals, because this guy can't convert. Or a deeper line playmaker, whatever it is that he wants to do, then he can do that. But I honestly make 1 or 2 or 3 like 2-3 signings just to get us going, ticking, like. And whenever we get to a certain, because we say, okay, cool, this team is not good enough. What? This team should still be good enough to be challenging for top 4, within the top 5. Because are we saying that the teams that are there right now, the Forest and Bournemouth, have a better team than us? But they've got a great system, a great manager in place, and they're working hard for them. So whatever they're doing is working for them.
Yeah, 100%.
But then if you start comparing the players individually, like, I still think we have a better team than them. So, like, yes, eventually the manager's going to get his own players in, but get the most of whatever you can from some of the players you have here. Some of them you're not going to be able to trust. We're going to get onto Rashford in a set. Then those ones, you need to start exiting. Like the Rashford, whether it's the Casemiro. So some of them is clear to see that you don't want to use them because you can hardly ever use them. So he doesn't use Casemiro. Casemiro doesn't get games. So that's one of the ones that we know is not going to be part of your plan. Rashford, he hasn't even made a squad in 3 games. So we know that he's coming out. He's off. So, but when we talk about overruling, like, changes, I don't think that's needed right now. Make the most of what you got. Eventually we can start pinpointing, like, sell 3 or whatever, bring 3 in. Maybe for now, if that is the case. But I don't think we can just waste a lot of these players for now. If we're going to get good money for them, by all means, get good money for them. But what's important is the manager's system's got to be working, and all of them just got to be aligned to it, because them good, like, you can't say Bournemouth, and what, Nottingham Forest are 4th, Bournemouth are 5th. What are they doing there?
Bournemouth 5th in the league?
Yeah.
Big up Bournemouth.
What they're doing, like,
Iraola's doing his thing, bro.
They're on top of Man City. Are they saying Man City's national are going to sell all their clubs? Are all their players rubbish? Like,
I think you've got to take into that historically, United haven't been good. So I think that's where a lot of people's thing comes from.
And I get, as I'm saying,
United players haven't been good for.
But we have changed a lot of that, though. We have, like, we some of those players are not good enough. This players, the Fred, the McTominay, a lot of them are not good technically.
Don't disrespect McTominay, please.
Have all gone out.
Yeah, they've left the club.
They've left the club. The Bailly, Lindelof obviously still got a goal.
Yeah.
Lindelof, a lot of them have left. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of them that have left, and then we have a few that's only got a year left. Not even a year left, 6 months coming into the summer, that we don't have to renew their contracts. Yeah, Lindelof has got, like, his contract runs out. Just a few that their contract is also running out. So I don't think, like, look, that's just my own personal opinion. Like, I'm not trying to, like, argue. Other fans obviously feel like a lot of the players are not good enough. They got to go, all this kind of stuff. No, I don't. I disagree with that. I just think that they just need to get used to how this manager plays. And as the manager said, they hardly get any training sessions. Like,
exactly.
And that's why I say it's probably good for us to go out Carabao Cup. Like in January, for example, when the semi-final is going on, we can have like a whole week for training for a change. I don't think he's ever had like a week training session with them. He probably had
like learning on the job in it at the end of the day.
1 or 2 games.
They're learning the job and a lot of video sessions.
Yeah, and I think for him, as I said, it's more important for him just pinpoint the ones that are making glaring mistakes that this guy can't clearly play for me, and then he moves on from them. But yeah, what in terms of like the players, Addy, what are your thoughts?
To be honest, when people say change the whole team, I don't take it as a serious thing because it's not possible. It's not even possible. We can't. As with anything, I think a team, if a manager has a specific way of playing, the whole team can look disorganized. Whole 11 can look shambolic, and that whole shambolic nature can be caused by 1 or 2 positions. Right, so it's for him to identify where the weak points are or what's gonna unlock his philosophy within that team and address it. I never support this whole thing of everyone's for sale. What are you talking? Where do you think this is? How do you sell everyone?
You're saying realistically, it's
yeah,
not,
realistically,
but,
you can't sell everyone.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because we all know realistically it's not.
You can't sell
and it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But the theory behind it is the players aren't good enough. We need a new set of players. That's where fans are coming from. When you said put the team up for sale.
What do they know? Realistically, what do they know? What they know? The manager knows what he wants. He knows what he's getting. Like, there will be people that aren't good enough, and then there'll be people that have bad patches of form, and there'll be people that have bad performances. But people like to just group everything in one and just throw it. There are people that are gonna work for Amorim. If he does work out, that are gonna be fantastic players for him once the opportunity arises. And there's some that will go. So I think, I do agree that maybe 2-3 changes, because it might be the fullbacks. I do think the fullbacks is a position.
But this is, are you talking about January, these changes, yeah?
Maybe one step. Because
so how many changes do you want to see in January and the summer? Are you saying 2-3? That's it. You just need 2-3 more players.
No. I don't know how many he needs. I don't know how many he's identified and said, these are my weak points.
No, we don't know that. I'm saying from what you watch. Obviously, you and Tom watch the game.
Yeah, but I don't know what he needs
you're saying
specifically. So I can look at this person and say, they're playing crap. But he might look at it and say, they're playing crap because of this thing over here. So your back's hurting you, but it's because of an ankle injury.
Yeah.
So that's what I need to sort out. So depending on what he wants, if we could take one step in January, and we already know you can't necessarily buy what you
can't buy well in January.
Yeah. And plus, we've just bloody spent 200 million during the summer. So it might be a process that we don't actually upgrade like that in January. It might be a summer thing. But it's for him to identify. I don't know his mindset. Because as I said, I might be cussing this player, but he's like, no, he's actually doing what I want him to do. But because this guy on the other side is not making his run, he's not able to do what he wants to do. So, I think realistically, I'm waiting to the summer. Unless they're finding gems from like South America that can come and do the role he wants, might as well wait summer instead of just throwing money at throwing money that we need to get rid of after we've given them an 8-year contract.
If they're identifying something in January that does make sense, then do that. Do you know what I mean? But I honestly believe a lot of the changes we'll be making in the summer, it will be hard for them to like maneuver during like the January transfer window, unless if like as I said, there's a gem or someone available and I feel like it makes sense.
And I don't want us to just buy a place for buying sake.
And that's
a lot.
And that's
we
the
buy
point.
players, we extend contracts.
But I think the whole point of you guys having a rejig upstairs and a new manager is because you don't do that. You don't want to make the same mistake.
Exactly, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
You
just don't want to be buying players for buying sake because, bro, and this is why I always form my own opinion in it. I don't really like to listen to all the noise. Same players. One player that they might be throwing stones at today will be, I always knew it was going to be good. He just needed time. And then, let's say they did change the whole team to get rid, like they made like 10 changes. 10 months later, it was still the same fans complaining, this teams are not good enough. Is this, bro, how many times have I said this team is not good enough? That it's not Ten Hag, it's the team. The teams are not good enough. Ten Hag has bought his own players now. Now it's back to, then he was the manager's not good enough. Then now the manager's gone. It's back to the team is not good enough. Bro, I personally think the team has improved, 100% improved from what we was when Ten Hag just first took over. If you think of how many players we had, Bailly, I'm not sure if Bailly was still in his books when he was there. Fred, McTominay. Who did we have up front? Did we even have a striker? Martial. The wingers, I can't remember the wingers that we had. I can't.
Obviously, you let Jaden go.
We let Jaden. No, but Jaden is a good player. I think what's his name, but he wasn't. I think he wasn't there when Ten Hag took over. Jesse Lingard. I don't think he was around.
No.
Yeah, so there's so many that we've let go. I can't remember all of them now, but there's so many that we let go. These players are good players, but what are you saying? Are you saying they're not good enough to win the league? Then I agree. Yeah, these players are not good enough to win the league. But are you saying these players are good? Are these players good enough to be within the top 6? Yes, they should be competing within the top 6. Whether are they there at the moment? No, they're not. Does that mean they're all shit? They're not good enough. What does that mean? As I said, an example I just given is Bournemouth. at the beginning of the season, are we going to say yeah or Nottingham Forest, are they good enough to in the top? We're going to say no. But what they're doing is because of the system, like they all know what they need to do. The manager's found the players that he can trust. He's playing them pretty much every week. The defense pretty much understand each other. Then you got the wingers that comes on, like Hudson-Odoi. This is the same Hudson-Odoi that wasn't good enough at Chelsea or wherever he's gone to. There'll be players like that. They said bloody Lookman wasn't good enough at Fulham. Wherever it is.
There's better examples.
There's better examples you can go through.
United player. Plays well, doing all right, not Forest.
Do you get what I mean? Like there's so many players that you can go through that say they're not good enough at so and so. If they're not good enough for the manager system, as Ade said, like the same players that we might be playing that thinking, oh, he's terrible. He's one of the ones that he should go. The manager was thinking, no, I actually think he's doing his job. I honestly believe that it's so and so on the right that's stopping him from doing what he's supposed to do. So, well, I don't think there needs to be like a whole sort of changes. Maybe like one or two. If you can make one in January, yeah. If not, then
the biggest thing we need to bloody do, forget the scorelines, fix the roof. Fix the roof.
The roof was leaking when my man had
I can't be getting embarrassed about the scoreline and then people be mocking me about the roof.
Bro, my man was doing his press conference. Yeah, the roof was leaking.
Bro.
And the journalists, the water was falling on the journalists.
Forget
well,
it.
was doing
today.
At least fix the roof.
Yeah, today.
I can't be taking insults on all angles.
Let's say fuck the result, fuck the recruitment, just fix the fucking roof.
Let's start off with one thing we can do.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of the listeners, let us know what your thoughts are in regards to the players. If you think the players are not good enough, or if you think if there are players that you think are not good enough, just like name them so we can speak on it on the pod as well. Talking about players, we spoke about Rashford last week. He done an interview this week, midweek, where he said that he needs a new challenge. Question I want to ask you, Ade, is I think we spoke about it and we said it's quite clear to see that he doesn't want to be there. And I'm sure, we don't know, there's probably some sort, you can have conversations with the club about him getting some sort of a move. Do you think it was necessary to having to say that in the interview?
I don't think it was necessary for him to say it. I feel as if he's saving face. He's protecting himself, basically. Like, obviously, they've dropped me from this big game and then they've still won. So, actually, I'm going to come out and put my narrative or put my story out. And I think that's why he decided to do it. Because he didn't need to. He didn't need to, especially in the context of what he was doing that day.
Now, I was going to ask you, obviously I didn't want to say anything first. What about you, Ham?
Well, I just find it comical. It's just every day it's United, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just laugh. And like we spoke about it the week before, Dan Ashworth.
You took the words out of my mouth because that's what I was going to come up. Because I was saying, and this is why I was slightly frustrated with him more than anything, is that. So I think that interview, the guy that did the interview was
Henry Winter.
Yeah. He was booked for the week before he missed the game, before he got dropped at Man City. But I think for some reason it got delayed, so he ended up doing it this week. We talk about United, yeah, like there's always talk off the pitch. We never can go like a week or so without some sort of like conversation. The week that we've now done something well without you, all of a sudden he knows very well where that is gonna go. You know where it's gonna go. Like it's you're Marcus Rashford. You've been the biggest talk for like how long in United?
Yeah, he knows.
You know where that's gonna go. It's clear. Like I don't think you need to say it. Not just us that's here, because you're not even a United fan. For anyone watching him playing for United, it's like an unspoken thing where you know that he doesn't want to be there. It's clear to see he doesn't want to be there. Why do you think you need to say it? If you don't, have a conversation and they'll sort something out.
And my view, because I'm not even going to use the terminology of he doesn't want to be there, but we've always said he needs a new challenge. Like just generally the way we've said it.
Yeah.
It's time for him to move on. I think that's the terminology we've used. It's not a new thing. It didn't happen this week. It didn't happen 6 months ago, most likely 3 months ago, 6 months. Why didn't you say it then? Summer. Why didn't you say it during summer? So I feel as if it's a reaction to you guys are not going to leave me behind and leave me as the scapegoat while you're leaving me behind.
Yeah.
I'm jumping off this train on my terms type of situation.
And that's the thing, because I didn't get to see it, but I saw like the Michael Richards when Gary Neville was speaking, and Michael Richards was saying some stuff where I don't think it wasn't necessary. It wasn't making sense to me. It was almost cringeworthy watching it at times. You're trying to defend him. What Gary Neville, and the worst thing about it is Gary was speaking about two players at all times. He didn't mention Gary Neville. He kept on saying both of them. But then what's his name? Michael Richards was trying to make it all about.
It's turned into a race fight.
You know what I mean? That's what you're making it. It's as if you're trying to protect him.
Someone has to.
Trying to protect him in a sense. What you're saying doesn't make sense, because then you're saying that he's always getting targeted. Then Gary was like, wait a minute. When are you saying what he's gone through now has been worse than what Maguire's been going through for how many years here? Or how many players have been in Rashford's position in United? Beckham, Roy Keane, Rooney.
We destroyed Maguire.
Bro, are you going to say like what Maguire... They just use the recent years. Maguire. What Maguire's gone through is not worse than... What? This, like, it's... Sometimes that's why I always say don't listen to everyone on TV because you're talking for talking's sake. Gary Neville wasn't speaking bad about that man. I'm not a massive fan of Gary Neville, but if he's trying to make a point about, okay, cool, and you're trying to change the conversation to, or do you not think that you use him as a scapegoat? No one uses him as a scapegoat. If you want to be a star, you're going to get treated like a star. All stars get criticized. Do you think Mbappe is in Real Madrid with his feet up?
Sure.
You want to be a star.
You've only scored 13 and 15.
Like,
it's not good enough.
You went into that negotiating room and said, I want to get paid the most because I'm the star of this team. So you are not gonna be exempt from any criticism. You're the one that told us you want to be a star. You're the one that wanted to get paid as a star, and they backed you.
Yeah, they backed him plus his performances.
Exactly.
To whom much is given, much is expected. It's standard. It's just
so now, are we saying because he's Rashford, he's black, we can't speak about him? Bro, I don't get it, bro. Like, at the end of the day, if you want to go.
We're not even beefing you.
Like no one's really.
The end of the road.
I just said like it's. The team's gonna be. There's been there's bigger superstars that's left United in the past. Like you, not being like. I like Rashford. For me personally, I'll be honest with you, for me personally, it's sad that it's come to this because I wouldn't want him to go. But I just said, it's clear that he needs a new challenge.
And people have been like really attacking United saying, oh, well, how did you let it get? People move every day. Let him go. Like, it's not the end of the world. Even him, let him see places. Let him travel. Let him go to new stadiums. You get me? It's not,
bro. Let him go.
Shit happens, bro. The game's a game.
The game's a game, man. It's like the game's a game. Like, I wish him nothing but the best because, I like him personally, but I don't think people should start making it into like some sort of race thing.
It's a no-fault divorce. Move on.
It's a no-fault divorce.
It's one of those where that okay, cool. It's not working out. Yeah, it's not working out. But going back to the thingy the interview, no, I don't think he needed to say that. I honestly don't think so. And rightly so. The manager's probably thinking, you know what? If this the reaction I'm gonna get because you've been dropped for one game, then it just shows you're just basically telling me I don't want to be here. Then what I'm not going to let you do is to now poison the changing room. It's like I can't set a standard and all of a sudden now drop it because of you. And the manager's got to stick to it, and that's what he's got to do. It's entirely up to him if he wants to get back. I'm sure the manager, he would have spoken to the manager. The manager would have let him know what he needs to do if he wants to play before January. And if he doesn't, then we'll wait until January and then just... And
he might not play before January. You might not see Marcus in the Man United shirt again.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised.
I won't be surprised. And that's it. And it just, your agent to be working hard to find you something else. Because I'm trying to... Obviously, I don't know what... Something will come up for him anyway, but... Trying to think top of my head.
He'll find a club.
He'll find somewhere.
Big European clubs at the moment.
Yeah, he'll just reduce his wage demands and then find a club.
He'll find somewhere.
Yeah. So that's it really. In terms of like United's a busy club, bro. Like honestly, you can't. We can't just focus on just getting beaten 3-0. You think like getting beaten 3-0 should be one of like the main points of conversation, but
So
there's more to it than that.
Since the last time we're here.
League
Top
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we got Wolves next, which is like they're beating Leicester 3-0 today. That new manager bounce seems to be working, but look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I still feel we should beat them.
Leicester are shit anyway. So
we'll, but yeah, look, that game was. I think we're playing on Thursday, right?
Boxing Day, innit? Yeah.
Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. Is Cunha?
No. If we lose, I'm not coming. I'm not coming.
Of course you're coming. You got obligations to the fans, bro. You got obligations to the people that watch it, subscribers. Don't worry, he'll be here on Sunday.
Is Cunha?
We don't know.
We pray. I'll call my contacts to put his hearing forward. quick.
All right, cool. Is there anything else in United that we haven't already touched on?
Let's move on. Joe.
Other than me saying you guys are shit, I have nothing to say anyway. I just find it all comical, bro.
Cool.
Right, big up Marcus though. You know I love Marcus, so big up Marcus. I don't find nothing wrong with anything he said. That's my opinion. I don't find nothing wrong with it. I think I'd hit the nail on the head when he said he came out in front of it and just protected himself. That's it. He just came out in front of it. Marcus Rashford is a brand now, isn't it? So as a brand, he can't have anything taken his brand. So if the manager is saying that, then he was probably just trying to give his side of events, knowing full. And him trying to say, I want a new challenge, is almost like saying, if he does leave, I left because I wanted a new challenge, not because they kicked me out.
Yeah, kicked me out.
You know what I'm saying? Not because I wasn't training on none of these things or whatever the manager said. The teammate thing. So if I do leave in Jan, it's almost like I'm leaving on I wanted a new challenge, but I left.
He's basically leaving like a good leaver.
Yeah. So he just wanted to get ahead of it. And the thing is, he would have, as soon as that happened, like as soon as he got dropped, him, his family, representatives, they would have had a conversation and whatnot. Especially whenever the interview was granted and whatnot. But he probably, maybe he's had a conversation with Amarin when he first came in. You watched the documentary, the Tottenham one, yeah? You both watched the Tottenham documentary when Jose Mourinho came in.
Yeah.
And Jose spoke to Dele Alli, and he spoke to Danny Rose, and he spoke to the players. And I'm assuming that he would have spoken to Bruno.
Senior players,
Marcus. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're going to buy into his philosophy or whatnot. And maybe from then on, like I've always said for time, innit, Marcus don't want to be there, innit? So it might be a new manager. It might just be one manager too far for Marcus. And he's gone, you know what? I'm going to get out of this as soon as I can. And as soon as I can is January. And at worst, it's in the summer. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think he's just tried to get ahead of it and just tried to, give his side of events. It's a bit like Jaden, isn't it? Like Jaden and Eric. Ten Hag had his thing. Jaden's has his thing. Jaden was not coming out to apologise to him. I stand firmly with whatever he's saying. And he's been able to get his loan to Chelsea and he's doing his thing. And him and Marcus are bridges. They see each other. You saw Ian Wright say his thing about Marcus. I agree totally with Ian Wright was there as well. And you saw Jaden come out underneath it and say, like, put the 100. I agree with him, innit? So I'm sure them two chat to each other.
What did Ian Wright say?
Ian Wright was just saying, don't slate a kid that's 27 because I went to Arsenal at 28 and I had a career after, innit? So, and everyone that's cussing Marcus would love to have 1% of the career that he's had and whatnot. So
what time? Like he can go and have continue to have a fantastic career. It's life.
I just think Marcus's future is not at Manchester United no more, innit? And I think for both parties, like I said before, innit? Both parties, it's happy days for both parties.
Yeah, you don't have to be a one club man.
Yeah. So good luck to him, man, wherever he goes.
All the best to him, man. All the best to him. All right, cool. Let's just move on to your boys. Good week. You had the Carabao Cup against Palace midweek.
Number 9.
And your boy Jesus scored a hat-trick, which gave him the confidence that he needed. Let's just quick touch on that game before we won't spend long on it. Just want to quickly touch on the game before we go on.
This happens every week, guys. Got to talk about United for 1 hour, and then when it comes to my boys, we won't spend long on it.
No.
Last week, idiots
No.
The roof keeps falling down.
Last week when we went to spend time on Arsenal.
I want a timer.
No. Let me just correct him. Last week,
man, get to the semi-final.
Let me correct you. Last week when we wanted to touch on Arsenal last week, what was you saying?
What do you want to touch on Arsenal about?
Last week when you were playing Everton, when you played Everton, when we wanted to go straight into Arsenal, you're like, no.
Yeah, we went into United. Yeah.
Then we spent time on Arsenal last week.
I thought we was dividing the time equally. I thought we was dividing the time equally here.
But yeah, go on. The Carabao Cup.
Yeah, good. That was supposed to be straightforward. At home to Palace. Palace ain't really gonna offer a threat much offensively. And the lineup was fine for me. I didn't have a problem with it. Carabao Cup, got to rotate the players, got to save the legs as well for the big guard games. But then we got to go down with the stupid mistake from Kivior. I'm not going to slate him because I don't really like slating players that I kind of know their level in it. Like I know Kivior's, I've said it before, and he's not the level in it. But fair dues to him in it. The boy tries, and every time he puts the shirt on, he does try in it. You know what I'm saying? And I can't knock him for that in it. So it's a bad error, but I thought we recovered well. I don't think it knocked us out of our stride. But you could tell that we had a couple of chances and we didn't put it away. And you could tell the stadium was getting nervous because of recent results. Draw to Fulham, draw against Everton. You're at home to Palace. We're expecting to go through.
I was already getting the banners out.
Exactly.
I was getting them ready.
We're expecting to go through. So then Arteta doesn't. I'm always asking him to be more. I love Arteta. That's the disclaimer every week. If you're new here, I always say that. Start with that. I love Arteta. But just be a bit more reactive. You know what I'm saying? Be a bit more, proactive. Sorry. Be a bit more proactive. And he was. In fairness, I wouldn't have taken off Ethan at halftime straight away. But he's 17, 18. Him and Miles are both 18. And that's going to happen. They're professional football now. This is not youth team football. Yeah. This is not kids. That's going to happen. If the manager deems it fit, you got to come up after 45. You'll be disappointed.
Slated.
Yeah.
So he has to do what
you'll be disappointed. You'll be upset, but take it on the chin and learn from it. And then we brought Martin on for him. And then we I don't know what we done at the back, but we brought some because we took Timber was playing centre half, so Timber was playing centre half of Kivior. And Miles was playing left back, and then Thomas was playing right back. So then we've gone Timber right back, brought Saliba on, and then moved Thingy left back. And then straight away, the two changes switched out. We went from being maybe in first gear, second gear in the first half to just completely bombarding them with attack after attack after attack. And it was just Odegaard with his incisive passing every time. And some of them was working out and it wasn't, but you see the first goal, the incisive pass to Jesus. I phoned Tom straight after because I thought it was bad defending by Chalobah. Like I watch football holistically, innit? So I'm an Arsenal fan, but I watch football, innit? And especially when I see the young players, that look like me, I want them to all do well, innit? You know what I'm saying, whether they're playing against me or not. And I just thought there's no need for Chalobah to go to ground.
Yeah, 100%.
He speeds up the attack by going to ground.
You didn't need
because I think if he stays up, Jesus has to think, do I shoot early? Do I cut him? Do I cut it back?
He probably doesn't shoot. He probably cuts back and then gives it someone else.
So it's a beautiful finish by Jesus. It's an even better finish because you'll speak to this Adebayor forward. But when you've had those two chances against Monaco, you've missed both of them. That chance comes to you against Palace, and you almost want to thrash that one as well. You want to make sure it goes in.
That's composure.
But you know what I'm saying. But to have the mindset and the coolness in mind and the composure to think that in. So I thought that was beautiful, and I think that's what sparked him because he's got that finish in his locker. He hasn't scored in a while. He's missed those chances against Monaco, but he's had that finish, and it's got us back into the game. It's almost giving him a new lease of life. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously we got that goal. Then he's got his second goal. Once again, beautiful finish. And then the third goal, Odegaard's found him. And that's another beautiful finish. So all these finishes were actually beautiful finishes. They weren't finishes of someone that hadn't scored all year.
All in the same place as well.
Do you know what I'm saying? They weren't finishes of someone that hadn't scored all year. And yeah, we had a little boo-boo moment at the end with Eddie and Ketia scoring. But I was happy for Eddie. So I don't feel that the game was in jeopardy when it was 3-2 or 3-1. He brought Gabriel on just to shore it up. But good performance overall. Apart from the little mistake at the start, there's nothing really in between that. I don't remember Palace doing anything in between that, the 1-0 to the 3-2 moment when they got their goal. But I thought all the boys that played well were good. I thought Miles was brilliant again, and Timber is just hands down. Yeah, I tweeted this the other day. Hands down, and I'm saying this. Wenger, hands down, he one of the best signings we've ever had.
Remember when I went for the Spurs game and I came back and I was like, he's different.
No, I'm not exactly on that. Yeah. I ain't saying he's the best signing in the world. I'm saying he is hands down, one of the best signings we've signed. Like shout out Ajax Academy, but we've all watched football from a young age, so we all understand that coming out of the Ajax Academy, they don't really teach you positions. They teach you how to play football. Yeah. So you see a lot of Dutch players can play different positions. Look at Gravenberch now. Gravenberch is not profiled as a deep line 6. Gravenberch is profiled as a midfielder, box to box. But the football IQ allows him to be able to play that position. Timber's played centre back for us, right back, left back, hasn't missed a beat. So I say that to say when on Twitter everyone was talking about Odegaard came on and changed the game. But Timber going right back and Odegaard coming up, they were both equally.
He's a footballer.
As important. So it was a beautiful game and it set us up for the game against Palace yesterday, and obviously you're thinking you're playing the same team twice back to back. They're probably gonna make like adjustments and so on and so forth. But for me, when I looked at the lineup, I just 100% knew Jesus had to start. I wanted Jesus to start against Everton. When I came on here, I said the same thing. But I didn't expect him to play Havertz in the midfield. So as soon as I saw the lineup, I wasn't happy because I don't want to see Havertz anywhere near my midfield. If he's not playing up front and out the way, then I don't want him starting, innit? And it almost felt like Arteta was like shoehorning him in and keeping him happy, but knowing that I can't put Jesus on the bench. He's just back the hattie. But then Havertz
wait until he drops off again, then I'll put you
up front. And I don't want to sit Havertz down because that's automatically saying he's now my 9. You got to fight your way back. So let me play you in midfield. At least you're still playing, innit? But I wasn't happy with that. And I wasn't happy with that because I knew that what would happen is it would leave Thomas in here by himself if they do come on us. And they're at home, innit? So I expect them to have a bit more oomph and a bit more fight in them going forward at home.
I can't remember last time I've seen you guys give up so many chances.
Yeah, which is what happened that day. So that's why I was a bit cautious at the start. But yeah, we got 1-0 up. Good goal by Gabby. And then they get a brilliant goal because it's not just like a breakaway goal. Once again, it's a really good goal. It's from all the way from the back. Tyreek Mitchell cuts it back. Sarr scores. Same again. Saliba's got to do the same. I feel like I'm repeating myself. The goal reminds me of Cameron Archer, Southampton. Saliba's a better defender than that. He doesn't need to retreat. He can go and combat it. At source. So when Sarr's run at him, he can go and combat. And I guarantee Sarr probably tries to do a bit of skill and get past him, and Saliba gets the ball off him, or he holds him up so he gets more support. But take nothing away from the goal. It's a brilliant finish by Ismail Sarr. And then I'm watching the game. Now I'm upset because I think, what the fuck, we conceded. And then we get a goal. Obviously, set piece. I know we're going to score. Set piece FC. So we're going to score. But it's a beautiful finish by Jesus. It's a 2-1. But then the game still, like you're saying that day, you haven't seen us concede any chances. I have not. They're still in the game at 2-1, innit? So then we get the third goal, which is Kai Havertz, yeah? Good ball by Martinelli, because obviously Saka goes down injured. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a sec. But Saka goes down, Martinelli moves out there, Trossard goes left. And Martinelli going out wide, the only good positive thing about him going out there is he doesn't have to think much. He's on his favoured foot. So when he does run down the line down the left, he always wants to check back because he's not as good on his weaker foot as Saka is on his weaker foot. Saka can go right or left and he's comfortable. Martinelli's criticism is because when he goes down the line, because he's a blind alley player, when he gets down there, the last thing he resorts to is a cross. But it's on his left foot and it's not good on his stronger foot, innit? So the good thing about Martinelli yesterday was always because he's on a stronger foot, the little dinks he was putting back in the box was causing problems, innit? And that's where we get our third goal from. So we go in at half time and we come out, and I think, okay, cool, it's 3-1, innit? We're gonna win the game. There's no thing. But then we're still not. We don't look. I didn't celebrate the third goal, and I didn't celebrate until we got the 4-1 because I'm watching the game and I'm thinking they had a good chance where Sarr's had the chance, and then Mateus had a good shot. Yeah. But then it's not just that. It's Gabriel and Saliba both look shaky. Like normally,
I've never seen it like that.
Neither of them look shaky. Bro. But if it happened, one of them might have a shaky moment, and then they'll snap back into shape, and they're both good. But yesterday, they were both having balls almost at 2-1. Saliba gives the ball away, and it can easily be 2-2. Knowing when he steps on the ball, and it can easily be 2-2. And then Gabby is same again in the second half. Silly little headers trying to head it into Partey, and it gets cut out. So the game was never comfortable for me. So then I'm looking to Arteta again. Like, okay, cool. Take Kai off. Because the reason why this is happening, in my opinion, and how I'm watching football from my IQ, is because Kai is there, and the midfield is vacant a lot of the time. And they're playing a box 4 in there. A bit like how you guys play a box 4. They play a box 4 in there. And obviously it's just Partey in there and Odegaard there and Havertz over there. But in his defence, as soon as he's seen that second attack that they've had, he's changed it straight away. He's brought on Rice and Calafiori. So he's brought off Miles, who's having a good game again. Then he's brought on Declan in there. And Declan and Partey going in there is naturally going to give you a bit more solidity, a bit more surety, a bit more control. And we bring him on, and straight away Dec comes on. Jesus has to get his hat-trick. He has to score that chance. He has to score that chance. Ades, that has to, yeah?
He had multiple chances. Which one
are we talking about? Where we score, when Martinelli scores and the keeper saves it.
Yeah, he should have scored that.
Cool. So he's got to score that. Martinelli gets his goal. And then that's when I'm able to celebrate, because that's when I feel like the game is over. But up until then, we won 5-1, but it wasn't a 5-1 game, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like 5-1 gives you complete dominance, control.
Was not the case.
No, it wasn't like that. They were in the game up until we went 4-1 up. They were in the game. And then obviously Dec gets a beautiful goal, which I spoke to my boy in the week that, we need a forward player, in my opinion, but we got to get goals from everywhere and chipping in. And last season, Dec got 7 goals, 4 assists. And this season, he hasn't scored up until yesterday. So we need Deck to start chipping in. Thomas has got 2, but we need him to start chipping in. Gabriel's got like 3, I think. Because we don't have that 9 that's going to go get us 20, 30, 40 goals, we have to share the goals and they have to start scoring and whatnot. So I thought, in the end, the scoreline was brilliant. 5 goals away from home. I think we're the only team in the Premier League history to do that. Like, score that many, like score 5 goals away from home that many times in a calendar year. So it's impressive. 5 away to West Ham, 5 away to Lisbon, 5 away to Palace. And it's impressive for a team that plays like Mourinho, apparently. A team that can only score from set pieces. A team that's Stoke Paella Pulis. So for me, like I say, when we was having that draw, Georgia, I had no issues with the team. Mine was just get the players back. We haven't fallen off a cliff how we play our football. We're still a brilliant football side. And we're showing it. Like I said, put our chances away.
To be out by Wednesday.
Yeah, man. They are out, Clang. You're going to have to wait a bit, man. You're going to have to wait a bit. I was having the maddest argument on Snapchat with my cousin, bro. My cousin was going back and forth with me, bro. What do you see in him that you feel so strongly about him that you want him to stay? Like, you weren't even feeling like this for Wenger. Like, bro, relax, man. Relax. We could be 13th in the league, bro. We could be 13th. And be going nowhere fast. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's fun.
So brilliant from the boys. I'm super happy for obviously gotta be happy for Gabby Jesus, man. Gotta be happy. 5 goals in 2 games. Obviously against the same opposition, but just for him and his confidence levels and just him feeling part of the group. Because it's hard when you're not in the team and you're getting minutes off the bench and then you're not scoring. And obviously we all have social media, so he sees that every day. He might have watched the pod where Tom came on and said he didn't even know they hadn't scored in like how long and whatnot. Do you know what I'm saying? So for number 9, either you're a striker, you could speak on it more than I can, but to not score for that long and then feel like shit, I'm not contributing to the team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I'm happy for him. and just see how Arteta manages that now, because he's gonna have to make a decision sooner or later. It's one or the other. We can't that Havertz in midfield with Odegaard and that, because Rice is gonna play. So you got to make a decision, and for me, Kai's got to sit on the bench. Whilst Gabby's in this form, we have to pause, ride this until
no man,
we have to ride this wave, because the thing with Gabby is I'm not a revisionist in it, so I'm not gonna get fooled and say that he's gonna go on and score 20 to 30. If he does, I love him forever.
We still know who he is.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know there's either an injury on the way, touch wood, it doesn't happen, or loss of form or something. So I'm not gonna get bamboozled into thinking he's the answer. We don't need a forward no more. Do you know what I'm saying? So we definitely do.
People will say that.
Yeah, but that's their minute. That's them. I definitely don't agree with that. I never once come out and said we need a 9. I just always want a forward player, someone that can play across the front line is what we need. I'm happy to keep Jesus this season, next season, but we definitely need to strengthen the front line. If we can do it in January, brilliant. But I think what happens depending on how bad Saka's injury is, will depend on what we do in the market. Yeah, he grabbed his hamstring. Yeah. The worry for me is because he tweaked it before, when he was an international duty, when he came off for England. But that was described to us as a minor one, and he was out for like a week, 10 days.
Yeah.
My problem is if that didn't fully heal, and now he has the whole thing's fucked, and that's taking him. If it's a hammy, that's taking him 4-6 weeks out of action for a minute.
Depends on time. If it's the minor ones are like 2 to 3.
No, I'm saying he had that already. So he had the minor one. He came back.
It depends on what it is.
So I'm saying now that my fear is if you tweak a certain muscle, you've come back on it, and it's the same muscle group again. Maybe it didn't fully heal the last time. I'm not a scientist. I'm not medically whatever.
Yeah, it could be the same.
My thing is just
level,
hoping
could
that,
be higher, but you hope it's not a long
term. So
one.
I'm just hoping it's not. Because I honestly think that would have to force our hand in January. Yeah. It's gonna, even if it's a lone player or something. If we're saying we don't want to invest in January, we just want to wait till summer. But how do we?
And you don't want to risk on the business end of the season as well. So if he needs to rest up until the Man City game, give him to rest.
You got City in January,
February. We got a mad jam. We got like 9 games in January, and we need the whole squad. Because we have to rotate the team.
So you can't rush him back.
No. So for me, I'm just waiting by my phone and just waiting to see what the news is, and then I'll see if my season's over.
Cool. Look, so that from the boys, I think probably that's the only thing that put the damp to like the victory with the Saka injury. He just touched on the game. To be honest, I think the reason why he was able to score 5, it was the chances that Palace were getting. Because Palace, I've watched Palace the last few weeks. They don't really go for games like that. But because the chances was opening up for them,
we're pushing up.
They was pushing, and they felt like they had something there, but they just weren't clinical enough. And then obviously you was like capitalizing from them, trying to push up, and just And then there was something that happened. There was one game that Kivior got turned in the middle of the park. Can't remember what game it was, and then you ended up considering a goal from it. The Fulham game.
Yeah, Fulham. Yeah.
And that same thing happened to Gabriel that game, and that's what I'm trying to say in terms of like, it's easy to just blame a player because he got turned in the halfway line when there's still a lot to do. Gabriel got turned just as easy in that game as well in the middle of the park, but obviously this time around,
Gabriel was smart. Gabriel fouled him straight away. As soon as he got turned, Gabriel fouled him.
It's that same thing. So it's just, bro, exact same thing happened to Gabriel in that game because that time was disgusting. But yeah, no, it was a great victory for you guys, and it's never easy to play a team twice in a row, especially back to back. Yeah, so I thought they might get a bit more opportunity at home, but you needed that victory. You got the victory, and yeah, the title race. Obviously, good thing is now you're 1 point behind Chelsea. Chelsea got a draw to Everton away from home.
Good draw. Well done, Everton.
He was probably looking for a favour from your rivals.
No. That was never gonna happen. That was never gonna happen. But I saw the lineup. I saw who Tottenham were playing in defence. Never gonna happen.
Yeah, but that definitely didn't happen. I think a lot of the people will look at that scoreline. Wait, before we go into that game, is there anything else we need to touch on in regards to Arsenal?
Man.
Nah, just how mature Miles Lewis Skelly is. But yeah, I think I'm tweeting about that. So if you follow us on Twitter, just watch my tweets. Just how mature he is for 18-year-old. Just, I can't speak highly enough of him, man. Like, I know we love Rico Lewis and we love all these other young stars like Tyler Dibling at Southampton. He's another young player I'm watching who I really like and whatnot. But Miles Lewis Skelly, for 18-year-old, to be playing out of position. Miles had never played left back before. To be playing out of position. I was thinking about this when I was driving here to say this actually and see what you guys think about this. But to play out of position, you never played there before. And to excel there already lets you know that that's a player. So when you look at when Bukayo Saka broke into the Arsenal team when he was wearing shirt number 78 or 80 something, Arsenal fans in the comment correct me what Bukayo Saka's number come on. He came on away in a European game one time, and then we had injuries in it, and then Emery said go play left back or left wing back. He was just moving mad there, and obviously that's the first time I've seen him. And I was thinking, who's my man? I think he's a left back. Fast forward 7 years on now. He's probably the second best right winger in the league, right behind Mohamed Salah. And depending on how you like your football, you might like him more than Salah and whatnot. Yeah, but he's a right winger. But he got into the team coming through his left back. But it's because he's a top player, he was able to manage that and still end up in the position he is. And I say that to say because Miles is a centre midfielder, and I watched Miles at the youth team, and I definitely think Miles and Ethan will go all the way. But just how he's handled it, playing left back for us in a team that's title challenging. We're not just also around, we're title challenging, and he's coming there seamlessly. So credit to him, to his family, to the youth team, to Arteta, and to the players around him that have probably made him feel comfortable and feel confident enough to give him the ball. I always look at that. When I look at young players, I look at, so what do the senior players do with him? Do they kind of like give it to him when they don't have an option, or do they give it to him and we expect you to be able to play with us and hang with us? And I see it with him as the players trust him, and so credit to him. Obviously, all the hype is about Ethan and whatnot, because Ethan is the one that's predicted to go all the way, I want to be like a world star. But just having both of them as well was a credit to the youth team, and I couldn't speak highly enough of Miles Lewis Skelly.
Yeah, just look out for him, see how he gets on over the next wait until the end of the season, see how he gets on, him and Ethan. Hopefully they get more games. Look, going into this game, you close the gap to 3 points. See Liverpool was playing Spurs away from home. You look at the scorelines, I'll say you see 6-3, you're gonna think, this game must be entertaining.
Back to back.
How did they get 6 goals? When they could have got a lot
12.
more than 6.
Yeah, they got way more.
They could have, before they got the first goal, Salah could have probably got a hat trick or something. Not all of the chances were clear cut chances. But
I cussed him. There was one, that very first chance when Foster's giving it straight to him.
He could have passed that. He could have passed that one.
I was just like, this is stupid. And this is where I'll cuss you, because you are a great player, but when you talk about making right decisions,
especially in that
but he's got better at that though. Before a couple of seasons ago,
he has gone better. But because we've been focusing on that lately over the last few weeks, decision making, it's like actually that player, you've drawn the player, and there are 2 players you can pass it to. You just made a pass there. Your goals will come. Just pass it.
Your Salah.
Let's secure the goals first. Let's secure the win.
Exactly.
You can do whatever you want to do.
This is your Salah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, there could.
It could have been a lot.
There could have been a lot of goals today. Like, it could have been a lot.
That should have been like 12. That should have been like 12. Bro.
I think what they had, even Sabosline could have got a hat trick.
Yeah.
Diaz could have had a hat trick. Salah could have got 5.
Yeah, man.
Like,
It was boys against men out there.
it was just there was opportunities galore.
Yeah, it was boys against men out there, man.
And that 6-3 is probably flattering. If you look at it, because it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, for Spurs it's flattering.
For Spurs.
They only conceded 6. They could have conceded. Like I said, they
Could
could have
have
conceded
been
12.
Yeah, it could have been easily 10-3.
Yeah.
Even if we dashed them their 3 goals, it could have been 10-3.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna obviously we're gonna get Max in next weekend. Next weekend should mark the halfway point of the season. So I think today's game was the 17th game.
Just 2 more games. Yeah, 2 more games and make it 19.
19.
Halfway,
Okay, cool. So we're almost at the halfway point where obviously Liverpool is still top of the league. 6 points from
Game in hand.
What's that? 5 points from Chelsea, 6 points from you with a game in hand. What are you guys looking at? Any thoughts on them going into like next year? Obviously they'll be top Christmas. Obviously that don't mean much over the recent years. Any thoughts on them?
Hunt them down, man. Hunt them down.
I think they're strong, but I still think there's lots of football to be played.
Yeah. Hunt them down.
They're strong, 100% they're strong, but there's still football to be played.
Especially in January. I think they got to play the same amount of games as us in January, innit? Because we're both in the same competition.
Yeah, both in the same.
We got 9 games in January.
But you know what? I thought that draw wasn't great for you. I think the best Liverpool Spurs would have been better than Newcastle.
They got each up. Yeah, because
it would be better. Liverpool Spurs would have been better for you guys because Newcastle.
You guys have arrived like a proper ding dong battle.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and
100%.
Newcastle, that's all they're gonna play for. They're not playing European football. They will won it.
Of course,
So that
and they lost the final to you guys 2 years ago.
Yeah,
they want to go back there.
They want to go back.
Eddie Howe wants to win a trophy for Newcastle.
Yeah,
you guys
he wants
keep
to win it
punching
back.
each other up. So
Yeah, that's what I thought. Spurs and Liverpool would have favoured you more because I reckon
I went Spurs.
you would have been Spurs.
Of course. Agbaya. They bully.
But I want them in the final now. I want them in the final.
Of course you do.
I mean, I'll take Liverpool in the final. That's a one-off game, innit? But I want Spurs in the final. I want to be the team to play on there. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want no one else to do it. That's why I wanted them in a 2-legged game.
No, if they get to the final, they're winning it.
Dude, Spurs.
Yeah, Anja said it, so.
Alright, cool.
But yeah, I just didn't like the fact, and the second leg is at St James's Park for us. I wanted to go there first
It's going to be entertaining.
and then come back.
It's gonna be. I just didn't think you needed them. I think I thought you beat Liverpool or Spurs, and
That's probably the hardest.
But then Newcastle game, I don't know because it depends who you play as well. You might not want to play. You might want to mix up your team against.
No, we have to mix up the team. We got too many games in
But
that
then
period.
that's what I'm saying. With them, they're gonna play the first.
And that's credit to them. But we have to. We can't go full strength in all competitions.
And then that's the point. So you might I think if that is the case, then I'll pick them to beat you then in the 2 legs.
I'm still gonna take us to beat
If you
them.
don't mix it, then it's different. But you mix the teams, then I'll see that. Especially if it's only like 1 goal or still a draw going into like St James's Park. But it'll be interesting to see how that shapes out anyway. Because I think all managers will want a trophy. Eddie Howe wants one. You would need one.
All 4 managers.
All 4 managers needs a trophy. So it's good to see. I love it.
Yeah.
We were
Get
back.
me to Wembley, man. Get me to the final, boys, man.
Cool. Just quickly round up this weekend's game. First one, Villa City 2-1. Any surprise there?
Nah, I expected that. I expected City to lose to Villa.
I thought maybe it might be 1-1, but it's not a surprise.
No, I expected them. I expected Villa to beat them at home.
I thought it was going to be a draw. But at the same time, I'm not surprised that Villa's beating them.
That's just not the team Man City want to go up against because of how Unai Emery tactically astute he is.
Yeah, but looking at City now,
So it's not the team they wanted to go against, especially how.
shout out to Tillemans though, because Tillemans had a great performance on that.
Shout out to Morgan Rogers. He was my
on
man
that
of the
day.
match.
I thought Tillman was man.
Yeah,
of the match.
Tillerman's got man of the
thought they
match,
were
but
both
Morgan
amazing.
Rogers was my man of the match.
Yeah.
Oh, was Tillman's man of the match?
Yeah, he got it.
I
I
thought
thought it was
it was
quality.
But Morgan Rogers was taking the piss, bro. Morgan Rogers taking the piss.
I know we've had over previous years where obviously like teams will need to rebuild, but have you ever seen like a champion go through this like form that City is currently going through, like losing 8 in 11, drawing 2, only winning 1 out of 11? Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not off the top
Nah, just that season. I don't know if it was before or after. When Liverpool had that season.
Yeah.
When Nat Phillips had to play centre back with Reece Williams and that.
I don't think
Was that before they won it
it was.
or after?
Yeah.
I think it was before.
Yeah.
That's the only man, and that was down to injuries. That was always, Klopp's the top manager, Liverpool a top club. That was just down to injuries. My only issue right now, I love Pep, I think he's the best manager. Him, Ancelotti, Wenger, and Ferguson. Take your pick out of them. I just don't like his excuses he's coming out with now in terms of I want my players back. I need my players back.
Just
You're a
seems
top
very-
coach with a top squad, bro. You just gotta make that shit work. And whether you get your players back or not, losing the amount of games you've lost in like this consecutive run, that's not good enough. It's good enough for any manager, and it's definitely not good enough for Pep Guardiola. So him coming out and saying I want my players back. Look at the team he still fielded yesterday. The team he still put out yesterday is a really, really good team. It's a good team, and then the players he bought off the bench, he's still bringing on these summer. He's still bringing on Doku and Savinho, who he just bought recently.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So him coming out and saying I want my players. Everyone wants their players, but I want my players back. I want everyone fully fit and whatnot. But this fall off, I personally think was due to happen. It was always going to happen. Everyone, you guys won 3.
It happens
didn't win
all the
for 3.
time, right?
But I just thought it would have happened last season.
Even in
So
a league like France where PSG are heads and shoulders above, every few years they lose the title.
And same thing with
It
Bayern.
happens,
It happened with like obviously
It
with
happens,
Bayern.
man.
It happens.
It might just take a bit longer, but it happens.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Pep is handling it well. I think that's one of the issues.
But I think it's just the
Just
first
scratching
time.
himself
Like
and
I don't think he's gone through
he's never gone
seasons
through
where
this.
So it's confusing.
he hasn't won the league,
He's never gone through this before.
but it's never been this bad where you can't. And I think where he's probably struggling is how do you get the players out to play? How do you motivate them? Because I thought they was going to go through this last season. Because I think I was saying this last season. That's why I didn't think they was going to win it last season.
I thought it would have won last season,
Because
especially
that's
after
why
the treble,
I thought he was going to find it hard to motivate the boys. Like they won the Champions League the year before. They won the Premier League again. Was it?
No, he just
was
won
it
a treble, innit? He
Yeah,
won a
the
treble.
treble.
Yeah.
So I find it hard. I was thinking, how is he going to motivate?
Yeah,
how
the
is he
only
going
thing
to
I
get
kept
them up?
thinking was because he was always going to rank number 4 in there. I kept saying he's going to rank number 4. No one's ever done it, innit? But now they've done everything.
Yeah.
They've done the treble. They've done 4 in a row. The motivation is they're going to do 5 in a row. Do you know what I'm saying? But the players have done everything. They've been the best team in. I know they've only won 1 Champions League. They've been the best team in Europe, bro. They're the best team. They play the best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I just think it's just bare mileage in the players' legs, bro. And a lot of their players is just not over the hill, but it's just a lot of mileage in their leg. Phil Foden doesn't come up to par. The Gundogan that's come back is not the Gundogan that was there 2-3 seasons ago. Kevin De Bruyne is in and out of the team. Kyle Walker's piss poor. Edison and Ortega are fighting to be number 1. And we regard Edison as probably the second best goalkeeper after Alisson, right? Sometimes is number 1. They can't put a back 4 together at the back. And bearing in mind, he never done that anyway. He always rotated 1 or 2 at the back. And then obviously the best player in the world in Rodri doesn't play for them. And he puts fires out and then starts things. He's not a number 6 that just breaks it and gives it to someone. Like Manuel Ugarte breaks it and gives it to the 5-yard passes. Rodri breaks it and sets things up for them. So he's a massive miss for them.
Yeah. And maybe that's
So
something.
all those things culminate into one. That's that they're going to have an off season. Like a lot of top clubs
That's
will
probably
have.
something he'd never had to thought he needed to figure out, like the Rodri factor, like where because Rodri's been so consistent over the years, and then before Rodri, I think you had Fernandinho that was
Fernandinho.
there, so it never really had to sort out that position. It wasn't a position where he thought he was ever going to struggle, and probably didn't realize the importance of that position.
I think because Pep played that position, I think he would, yeah. And the reason why I say it is because he bought Calvin Phillips, yeah. So he probably thought that if anything happens to Rodri, I'll pick Calvin in there. But remember, he come out quick in the interview and literally said, "I've seen him up close in person. He ain't really." And they've not gone to buy no one after that. Remember, he's not bought a 6 after that. He's bought Nunez. Nunez is not a 6.
Yeah.
He bought Kovacic. Kovacic is a different type of 6. He's a deep blind playmaker, but he's not Rodri. So I think he has, but it's just this one now. There's no one in there that can go and sit and play that position.
Yeah.
So now he's trying to put a double pivot 2 in there, or try to put Phil in there with Gundogan and Kovacic, or put Rico in there.
Yesterday was the first time I've seen him use a double pivot. I don't think he's used it.
Yeah. He tried to go with Gundogan and Kovacic.
So, and I actually thought yesterday's one was gonna work. I thought like the double pivot was like I just said. You look at the squad yesterday that I put out.
Yeah, the 11 he
thinking,
put out yesterday wasn't bad.
strong, and I thought that double pivot was going to work, especially against Villa. Villa's probably going to have a high line. They're going to have like the ball, and hopefully they'll create the chances. They were having one like 2 moments,
It was not,
but they weren't really threatening them.
And the league is harder now. It's
much
just
harder,
much more competitive.
much harder. Look at the 4 midfielders that Aston Villa had in their midfield yesterday. Onana, Tielemans, Morgan Rogers, and then John Duran.
Sorry, I was going to mention that. Has Villa used that combination before? Because if you look at Kamara, Onana,
he hasn't, 'cause he normally doesn't.
and McGueen.
Yeah, and Kamara's is injured a lot.
Bro, that combination has everything you want in it.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. I was surprised I haven't seen that combination.
Kamara's always injured, isn't it?
Kamara is injured.
Yeah, like that, because he can do the defensive work. He's got the leg. Then Onana's powerful. He's got the leg. He's got a bit, like, McGueen's got quality. Then you obviously got Tielemans. You know what Tielemans can do with the ball.
Tielemans can find any pass.
And that's the first time I watched him, I thought, oh, you know what? They don't miss that Douglas Luiz. That's the first time I've seen it. I've seen them play in the 1 games, but that's the first time I watched them. I was impressed not seeing Douglas Luiz in that team. That's the first combination.
Naturally, because you're playing City at home, you insulate your midfield a lot more. So he added another body by playing Kamara in there, and it worked to a T. Because I thought they was able to soak everything up, and it was breaking on the attack, and they always looked dangerous when they were breaking with Morgan Rogers and Duran. Yeah, they looked dangerous. And big up John Duran for getting the start and scoring, bro.
Yeah, cool. Brentford, Forest are on the madness right now.
Nuno.
Nuno's
getting his payback on them Spurs fans. They're wearing them out.
Yeah, it's on madness about now.
Ola Aina again. Good goal.
Again, well done
solid
to him.
Season.
Solid. There's a few positions that it's gonna we're gonna struggle when we pick our halfway. Team.
Ola Aina's having a solid season.
So, but yeah, he's been good.
Good goal. Elanga scored again, innit?
Yeah, Elanga scored again, and then that 2-0. To be fair, Brentford did have chances, but they didn't take it.
They had chances because I watched the highlight. Bournemouth should have got me points, bro. Should have got me assist points.
Damsgaard should have probably scored.
He should have scored that.
If that was in Bournemouth, that would have been in the back of the net.
But do you think Forest will get Europe this season? Or is it still, do you think their season will still, and they'll falter towards the end?
I think it'll be tight. I think if they are going to compete for something, it'll be those last 2 positions.
I just think it's how they deal with they'll probably go through a spell where they might not be getting the points.
They might draw,
and how they go through that type of spell.
Because everyone's going through it. Brighton are going through
People
it.
are going to go. Yeah,
it's whoever's is not as bad.
At the moment they're on the high, innit? They're on the high, so it's how they deal with that spell. If they can deal with it well, not dropping much points, just say rather than losing, let's say they get a draw, then they will be there towards the end of the season. Right. But I think for them now, it's scary for opponents because they've already reached their target. So now they're going into games thinking, oh, cool. So they're playing without much fear, they would have in the previous season. So they're now going to go into teams with confidence and high, thinking, we can get something out of this game. We can get something out of this game.
They're having a good season.
Yeah. So the pressure that they normally you go under, it's got pretty much been released. They've been released.
I knew that's done well, man. They're having a good season.
But well done to them, though, man. Ipswich, Newcastle.
Yeah, that was light work.
Yeah, that was bad, man. I think
my Somalian brother bragging a hat trick.
Losing is not bad, yeah.
He's Somalian.
He's Somalian, bro.
A bit racist, but okay.
Eritrean.
Yeah, I was about to say, but okay.
Eritrean.
A bit racist, but cool.
Losing is bad, but I don't think that does 4-0 at home. It's not great for your confidence. Like if you're
Newcastle came to town, didn't it? Newcastle they can lose 4-0 to Newcastle.
Ipswich ain't good.
No,
that was great.
But not at home.
Isak came to town, bro. Isak came to town. That can happen. Isak can go anywhere in the league and bag a hattie.
I can stand if it was at St. James's, but
no, but I'm saying Isak, Alexander Isak can turn up anywhere in this league and bag a hattie.
And Ipswich,
and especially at Ipswich, bro.
Ipswich can see goals.
To talk about Isak and Newcastle before we move on, which might be good news for you guys or teams that want Newcastle players. The report came out with Athletics that they struggle to pay some agent fees this summer. So they'll
be fine.
They're going through financial worries.
It'll be fine.
So
it's fine.
It's fine.
Unless you know it's fine.
So
it's not fine anyway. He wants to leave, so we just gotta stay on red alert.
Okay, so we'll see how they get over that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Man City tried to do something with Bruno. 100%.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised
if they drop the money.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Newcastle would put him on the market, not put him on the market, but how much Newcastle would want for him,
Want him.
and how
They
much
will
Man
test
City
the water.
have.
They'll have to pay in it.
They'll
So
test
I
the
do think
water.
Man City
Yeah,
will
they'll test the
probably,
water.
yeah.
They might. I don't know how much Man City. I just said what Man City's willing.
I don't know
to
what Man
spend,
City are willing to.
but
Yeah.
if I was Man City and they had that money, you would test the waters. Go
Yeah,
up to
if
like
it
100
matches.
million or something like that. See
Yeah.
what
Everyone
they're
has a price.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that January or the summer.
Cool. West Ham, Brighton. We spoke about Brighton obviously going through like their patch, so we won't go too much into that. It was 1-1.
Kudu scored, didn't it?
Yeah, could have scored. The good thing is like you guys got them soon. They haven't been great of late, so I think you got.
Yeah, we got
them
Brighton.
They
We
got
got Brighton
Brighton,
away.
so you want to try and get something.
You scored for
out
Brighton? Some
that
next
centre
random.
midfielder, Verma.
Oh, Wafer?
I've disliked him.
Wayfar, that's the
Wayfar,
name.
okay.
I've
Yeah,
disliked him so much this season.
Yeah. So no, but happy for Kudus though. But they've been talking about him as well in the market. Like people coming in for Mohamed
Yeah,
Kudus.
you guys might
I think
wanna-
anybody,
I
you
just
guys
say-
would want him.
yeah,
We'd
yeah,
want
yeah,
anyone.
you got
Yeah.
Billy, like,
got
I'm saying
Billy,
for
man.
if Saka's one is as bad, like if hopefully
got
not,
Billy,
because I
man.
like
Yeah.
Saka. I don't want Saka to be out for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
If Saka's one is bad, then it's not a bad shout.
No,
for you
Kudus is a
guys.
good player.
Yeah.
Kudus is a good player. Kudus can play across the front line.
Yeah.
So
We touched on Everton and Chelsea 0-0. But
sometimes was there any talking points in that game? Not really, innit?
nothing really. Jackson missed chances, but Jackson always gets chances.
Yeah. Everyone could have won the game though.
And Everton had chances as
Yeah.
well.
But Sean Dyche, 0-0 against us, 0-0 against. That's Sean Dyche though, isn't it? 0-0 against Arsenal with Chelsea.
Well,
That's Sean Dyche.
The new owners coming into play, so what I think they'll probably do is like keep him there, keep us safe,
And then see you later.
and then see you later, because they will probably have bigger ambitions.
No,
They
new
can't-
stadium,
yeah,
new
stadium,
owners.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to.
Man can't be playing shithousery football.
They can't continue this. Can't continue this. I'll be
Nah.
surprised if he's there past the season. I don't think he'll be there past the season.
Yeah, but he'll keep him
But I
up.
still don't
Yeah.
think it's his fault though. 'Cause
No,
we
that's
haven't
not his
had-
fault. That's nothing
So
to do with
So
him.
whose fault is it then?
Nothing to
It's
do.
his style of play. This
No,
is-
but
this is-
also
they-
the players they've given him, because a lot of times we just marry
they
these
sold
players.
some of their players
Yeah,
as well.
we
They
marry
sold-
these managers to this football.
No.
But some of them, that's what
But then to be
they
fair,
brought him in
they're
because
making do with
yeah,
what they have.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like this
But
is
I'm
what
saying,
we can
then
get
even
for you.
if the reason I don't think it's his fault they're in the position they're in, but I still think he plays the same anyway, because that's what he knows, and that's
Sean Dyche.
That's Sean Dyche. I haven't. He
No, I'm
hasn't.
not saying they won't want to change it, but we always like pigeonhole. Everyone ain't spend money.
Everyone has spent money, bro.
They did
when
for
he-
Ancelotti.
Oh,
when,
yeah, yeah, you're
but
saying
not
for
Dyche.
Dyche.
No,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Dyche.
oh, yeah.
When
I'm saying
Dyche
everyone
came
at the
in,
football
no.
club,
Yeah,
When
yeah,
Dyche
no, they
came
did
in,
stupidness.
They had to sell the players.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything from him over the years that we've known him as a manager to think he will play any other way. I'm not. Whether he does or not, we'll see.
Send him to Arsenal. Let's see. You have to give him players. To,
Cool. We might need him soon for a final relegation.
Come on, bro. Because how long is Ruben Amorim going to be there for? You might need big Sean
It's
Dyche,
possible, man. It's possible. At least we won't be considered for set pieces.
Exactly.
You get me?
Fulham, Southampton.
That was a shock result. That's a shock result. No.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Because that would have messed up people's acca.
Last man standing, bare people.
That would have messed up everyone's acca, bro.
Then
But I took my clean sheet points with Robinson. So I'm cool with
Then
that.
we have Leicester and Wolves, which we touched on already. That's first.
Ruud van
That's
Nistelrooy.
his first defeat, right?
No, they lost the other day. Didn't they lose
Last
4-0 to
week.
someone? Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Leicester
shit.
lost
They're
4-0
shit,
to
though.
someone last week.
I can't remember. But
Yeah,
they're
they
shit.
lost
Though.
week.
They're
Yeah.
shit anyway. They're shit.
Yeah, they lost last week.
Oh yeah, Newcastle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
Rude wasn't here to perform magic.
It's not going to be.
yeah Ruud can't perform magic, man.
Can't perform magic.
They needed something from this game because they've got Liverpool next week.
Yeah,
so,
they can't. They're gonna go down.
Yeah, they might not go down, but they're gonna be
Yeah,
close.
they're gonna go down.
All right, cool.
Sorry, Ruud.
Fantasy football.
King Salah,
Whoever made, I'm sure. Like I've seen everyone. made Salah captain
95%
anyway.
of.
Yeah, everyone made Salah
It's
captain.
only our sponsor.
only our sponsor. don't say much. Don't let him cut our budget.
It's a wicked footballing weekend for him.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah. We obviously got the Christmas period coming. If anyone's got the wild card still, use it all.
Yeah,
No, don't use it.
Use
Perfect
it
time
all.
to use a wild card, defo.
Use your wild card, especially if managers are going to make some changes. And I think you said it a few weeks ago. The most important thing is make sure you have 11 that
can
No,
actually
15.
play.
15
that can actually play.
That can play at any given time.
Yeah.
Any plays you guys got in mind for them?
So I know I gave you this tip 2 weeks ago. So I'm just gonna do this. Is what I do about Man United: rinse and repeat, because that's what Man United are, isn't it? Sack the manager, get a new manager. Sack the manager, get a new manager. So basically, what I'm saying is, I know I told you to get Arsenal players when it was Everton at home. So I'm gonna tell you the same thing. We've got Ipswich at home. So get the Arsenal players again. A defender, a midfielder to replace Saka, because Saka's definitely not playing against Ipswich. So you might want to go get Martinelli or Trossard or Odegaard or Havertz, who's still down as a midfielder on the game, right? And then you might want to go get Gabby Jesus.
No, he's a
You
striker.
might want to
Havertz is striker.
You might want to get Gabby. It's up to you. You never know. Gabby might do something in training now. He's out for 4 weeks. But my thing is, Arsenal players, Ipswich at home.
Yeah, I'm probably getting Martinelli actually. No, they say it.
Yeah. See, Ade's already listened to me, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I just need to think of who to get.
I'm making
Saka
4
for. I'm not
subs
too sure.
regardless. So
I might just make 2, but I'll think about it and then I'll make it.
We got till Thursday, Boxing Day, innit?
yeah, Boxing Day.
Thursday. Thursday. Cool. All right, cool. Let's go through the game and then we'll wrap up.
All right. Dun, dun, dun. Quiz time. 10 questions as always. I'm expecting record highs this week.
Every week.
Normally that jazz rubber, you guys just want to
Get
fail.
out, bro.
Just be failing tests.
But you know, 1 week,
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the spot. I'm giving you a random quiz, you know that?
Who is that?
1 week you're gonna come here and think that it's us. I'm gonna have the quiz.
Who is
the other
that?
day.
Just focus on your question.
No, but listen to what I'm telling you.
Focus.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Just don't fail this
1
test.
week.
Question 1. Alexander Isak was only the second Swedish player to score a Premier League hat-trick. Who was the first?
Oh, wow. Second.
There's 2. Can I put 2?
You can put 2, you get 0.
No.
Who was the first? Question 2.
Okay, wait. Yeah, go on.
Which team was Marcus Rashford's first team debut against?
Wait, hold on, because this is you being silly again. Is this in the Premier League?
First team debut.
Is that in the Premier League or European game?
Bro, if it was Premier League, I would have said Premier League.
So this is
I said
European
first
game.
team.
Yeah, so you took him in Europe. I don't know who you played in Europe, but it was a European game, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I know you.
It was a European
I know
game.
you like speaking English with me.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's
Exactly,
I know.
that's why
I know the
put
last
first
couple of weeks.
team.
Yeah,
You get
You've
me?
been fucking me up.
You get me?
You know, English is not your first language.
No.
So
It is my first
English is not
language,
your first
and that's
language.
why you're struggling with
English is
it.
not your first language.
Because I use it specifically. Just
No, I
because
know it
you
was
get
a
it wrong.
European game. I just don't know who
Exactly.
it was against.
So, what team did Brighton sign their current manager, Fabian Hertzler, from?
Nah, same again. Don't know that one.
And that's it, I've done something wrong. Okay, cool. What country are the team SK Rapid based in? What country are the team SK Rapid based in?
I'm just gonna take a guess off the. Let's get Rapid.
Number 5. Currently, 5 players are tied for top goal scorer in the Europa League. Name one of them. Just one. There are 4 tied. You can just name one. Then you complain. You
I
complain.
don't know who plays in the Europa League.
Oh, okay, Bella.
Yeah, I don't know who plays in the Europa League. I don't watch that league. I watch Champions League.
I thought you watched football, but it's cool.
No, I just watch Champions League.
I'm trying to think who was.
I don't even know who plays in the Europa League, bro.
in Europe that Rashford would have played against. Let me just say Arsenal. In case if
Number 6. Which player has the most yellow cards in Premier League history?
who's that? I should know this person.
This is question what?
6.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Which
What's
player?
question 5 again?
Currently 4 players tied top goal scorer in the Europa League. Name one.
This one's yellow cards, right?
Yep. Number 7. Who is the world's most expensive goalkeeper based on transfer value? See, I use the English to help you, so you won't go and say anything
After this, I'm not doing this quiz no more, bro. I'm not lying. Yeah. I'm not doing this because.
So don't know the
this
most
will be based on transfer market. Whatever.
No, he's value. So somebody bought the player. Who's the most expensive goalkeeper in the world?
Is that number 7?
Yeah. That's too much for you.
What's number 8 again?
I'm not even answering these. I'm not even answering no more, bro.
You can't. You don't know who the most expensive goalkeeper
I
is.
don't. Just next question. Question number 8.
We see. What is Millwall Stadium called?
How can I not know Millwall Stadium?
Who the fuck plays in the Europa League, bro?
Number 9. Which national team did ex-Southampton manager Russell Martin play for?
This is number 9. Who did Russell Martin play for? Yeah.
International
team.
Yeah. What national team did ex-Southampton manager Russell Martin play for?
I don't know, man.
And number 10, who has scored the most Premier League own goals?
Messed up. I don't know the yellow card one now. Obviously, when the yellow card, as soon as I heard the name, I don't know it.
It surprised me, actually. The actual answer surprised me. Okay, so question 1. Who was the first Swedish player to score a Premier League hat-trick?
Ibrahimovic, Lundberg, Larsson.
0. Lundberg.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, I got it.
Just be right.
But it's right there.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know which player.
Bruv, it's right. Look, let me show you.
Put 3.
It's right
Don't
there.
mind. Don't mind.
It's right there.
Don't mind.
I'm taking
Don't
my
mind
point.
him, boy.
I'm taking my point.
Be taking it. Be taking
You
it.
actually put 3.
Don't mind him.
No, I got my point. I'm taking
Which
that.
team
Thank you very
was
much.
Marcus Rashford's first team debut against?
I don't know. I just put Arsenal.
Midtjylland.
I knew it wasn't Europe.
His Premier League one was against Man
Yeah.
City the very next game.
Oh, really?
Oh, sorry.
Man City,
Scored
it
2
wasn't
goals in
Arsenal?
both of them. No,
No,
it was
Arsenal
Man
was when he
City.
scored his first goal.
It was Man City. No, he scored in the Europa League, then scored Man City as well.
Oh, okay.
2 goals in each game. What team did Brighton sign their current manager Fabian Hertzler from?
That St. Paul team.
St. Pauli.
I just put St. Pauli, but I can't. I miss St. Paul, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah,
I won't
Oh,
penalise
so I'm
you
taking my
for-
Lundberg one, yeah? Because we're giving him that. He didn't
St.
see
Paul-
St.
You
Pauli-
put
St.
3
Pauli-
players.
I don't know how to spell it though.
Man said the team is called St. Paul Lee with an I. He wrote St. Paul.
But I don't
Man
know
can
how
give
to
me the point
spell
for
it,
that.
though.
This
But
guy
actually-
put 3
I actually
names.
wrote Lundberg on there. I'm not going to give the point.
No, come on, you can't compare that.
No, I'm
bro.
happy for you to take the point. I'm taking my Lundberg point. I'm alright.
Take it.
Thank you very much. Okay, cool.
Question 4.
There you go. That's it.
What country are the team SK Rapid based in?
Austria.
Austria.
Oh, I just said Romania.
You can take it as well.
Are you mad? 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 How's Austria and Romania the same?
I'll take that.
Next question, bro.
I will take it.
Next question, bro.
Currently, 4 players tied for top goal scorer in the Europa League. Name one for me.
Ireland scored a lot of goals in the European League.
So who did you write?
I put Ireland.
He's one of them.
Okay, I don't know.
Who did you
I
write?
don't know. He even plays in the Champions League. I put the wrong person. I put Ollie Watkins. I just realized now. I see him in the Champions League, but I actually don't know who plays in the Europa League. I don't know who plays in the Europa League. Who is it? Who's in the
So
Europa
it's
League?
Hoyland is one of them. That Samuel guy for Porto is another one. Barnabas Varga and Janus Akun.
Oh yeah, you guys in Europa League.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought you guys were in Europe.
Yeah. I wouldn't know anyone else. I only knew because Ireland scored quite a few.
yeah.
So that's why I put Ireland.
Nah, I don't know that one.
Which player has the most yellow cards in
I
Premier
guess
League
this. I
history?
know when you say I'm gonna. I said Carragher, but I know when you say it, I know
I
who.
just say James Bartson. What's his name? Joey.
Gareth Barry.
Yeah, it was either
Because of
gonna
the
be
amount of games he played.
Yeah,
Barry,
because of the amount,
Milner, or Carragher.
But it didn't even crossed my mind. Who is the world's most expensive keeper?
I gave
Alisson.
up. I gave up at this point. So
Kepa.
I just put
Is it
Buffon.
Kepa? Is it more than
It's
Alisson?
Kepa. Yeah.
I thought Alisson was more.
No,
Alisson
Alisson
80
was
million.
60 something. Kepa was 70.
Oh,
I put-
it's Van
I put
Dijk,
Buffon,
that was
guys.
80.
I gave up at this point. I was just writing nonsense at this point, bro.
Wait, what is Millwall Stadium called?
Is it the Den?
The Den.
Lions Den.
What national team did ex-Southampton manager Russell Martin play for?
I say Germany.
You're joking, right?
I say Germany.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Take that.
Who has scored the most Premier League own goals?
It's got to be Richard.
Richard
Dunn.
Dunn.
I think 5.
That's 10.
Yeah. Let's just go through top 3.
Top 3 this week is something that we all love other than football. I know my brothers here, I like to think that they're very stylish. So, top 3 in order. Your Jordans, what are you saying? What's your top 3 Jordans? I have all the numbers. Jordans go up to like, I don't know, number 15, 16? What's your top 3 Jordans? I know 3 of us got a nice trainer collection.
I'll go with, I don't know, between 1 or 4.
So which one is number 1? It's top 3.
I'm trying to think. I'll just go with 1 for number 1.
So you got the Jordan 1s. Is that the highs, yeah?
Yeah, the highs.
So
I don't like
high.
I don't like the lows. So
Okay,
the high. Then 4s.
Jordan 4s, okay.
And then it will be what number is it? 6 or 7? The high. Remember there was a khaki one that Travis Scott released.
That's the 6s. That's the 6s.
Yeah, that's
okay,
and 6 and 3. Yeah.
Mine's definitely 4 first. 4, 1.
So you're saying Jordan 4s is 1 for you?
That is
That's your favorite Jordan,
That's my favorite all day.
Let me say you're getting
every day.
Jordan.
Then 1.
Jordan 1s highs again, yeah?
Yeah, highs.
You don't want the 7s or the 9s or but they're mad now.
I
The
always
13s,
forget.
Jordan 13.
After a while, I forget which one's which. I always remember if 3 are standard. The rest of them I always need.
What about the
to look
3s?
up.
Yeah, Jordan 3s though.
Yeah, maybe 3, but only because I can't remember many of the others.
Yeah.
What exactly is what? But 4, 1 for sure. Then maybe
Definitely not the
threes.
2s, no.
Nah.
Yeah, now those like the 3 I mentioned those are my 3. Those are the only 3. I have another Jordan, but I don't wear it. But like, if I don't know why I bought it, bro. It just sits in the box. But you know when you get it, you see it like, nah,
this ain't it.
So, but it's definitely.
Oh yeah. I think I know which pair you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what Jordan it is, but I'm not getting that.
So you both put no. You put the 3s in there, innit?
3s, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put the 3s.
You put the 3s over the 6s.
Yeah, I don't really like the 6s.
Yeah.
They're too bulky for me.
No, I love the 6.
Yeah, too bulky for me.
But the thing is, the 6 you have to pick when to wear. You just can't. It's not one that you can just wear at any given moment. So, as
And it depends on which 6s as well, because there's slight.
exactly.
That's what I was gonna say. So my
deviations as
top 3 is mad, yeah. Because if I'm saying if I'm putting them in order, yeah, then it's mad. Because I'm gonna say the 6s is 1, yeah. But the 6s is 1 because my favorite Jordan of all time is the infrareds, innit? Those are my favorite trainers that I've got in my collection.
Because that's the thing, it has to be very specific.
But it's the 6s. Those are probably like the only 6s.
Yeah. It's very specific.
But I think those are the best. Like I think those are the best Jordans, innit? The infrared 6s are classic. So that's why I put them there. Then obviously I'm gonna go with the 1s because my 1s collection now is dumb. I've probably got like 11 pairs of 1s. Highs. Yeah, and then I'll go with the 4s. So I'll probably go with the 4s. So same as Tom, but just different order. The 6s, the 4s, and the 1s are the ones that I will gravitate to naturally. I got the 5. I got the Oreo 5s. Those I bought when I was like young, and I probably haven't worn them again. But they're just there as collector's items. And then all those other ones, when it starts going past number 6, anything. You know when you see me out with the Jordan 30s and left there,
I can't do that.
Once you start naming it, I'm like, I don't even know what it looks like. I can't remember.
What numbers?
Wait, what number is that? Are you gonna put it on the camera? I think that means it's got the Jordan 24s.
Yeah, 2024. Yeah, no. But the 6 that I got as well. It's the only 6 I got is the It's kind of like, is it the Bugs Bunny one? The white, all white, pink. Like it's proper 6.
Yeah.
So that's the only 6 I'll wear as well.
Yeah, because that's my thing with even 6s. They're very specific.
Yeah,
Some styles are
But
just
then, I'd say the infrared one's sick. The one I got is sick. Yeah. Then the Travis Scott one is sick as well. So it just depends.
Yeah, Travis. That's what I'm saying. This one right here. This is my favorite. That's my favorite. Like Jordan, just of all time. So that's why I put the 6s first. But in terms of variety, then the 1s, innit?
Yeah.
I don't think you can go around with the 1s and the 4s.
Yeah. And the 1 can just with 1 is just it goes to pretty much almost everything really. So you can't go wrong.
Yeah. If you're a trainer fanatic like us, just put in the comments, innit?
Cool.
What you guys like, innit?
All right, people. Before we actually jump on, what's your favorite trainer right now then that you bought, that you got?
What I got in my rotation
Or
now?
that you like to wear the most? Like you like to wear the most? Like your go-to?
What's my go-to trainer right now? It's probably, I'm not gonna lie, because the comfort and how they look and sit, and it's not a popular one. It's probably my Nike Spiridon Cage 2s. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that I wear. I got 4 colorways on those, and those are the ones I probably wear a lot. So yeah, Nike, Spirit, and Cage 2.
What about they?
So at the moment, the only issue is that I've got the high top. I want the low top. The Blazes, the Nike Blazes. But I want the low top. I've got the high top, but the low tops are everyday casual.
Okay.
I would, yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's what I got on now.
Yeah, those are the P6000s. Yeah.
The P6000 are my favorite right now. I can't lie to you. Like, I just put them on all the time. Now I'm gonna get another one soon. So
Yeah, these ones. But like the different colorways,
yeah. So yeah,
the camera, because you got to zoom in on that stuff. Yeah.
But shoes are just expensive now. Man.
yeah, bruh. Even when you have kids, bro, it's expensive.
It's
Start
mad
buying
expensive, man.
It's an expensive hobby, bro.
Yeah.
It's an expensive hobby, bro.
All right, cool. All right, thanks, people. Thanks for listening. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share this with friends and family. This is our last episode before Christmas, so Merry Christmas. We speak to you before the New Year's, I believe.
For sure.
Have a good one. Don't drink too much. Don't eat too much.
United fans, just call that helpline. If it gets worse than it is now, just call the helpline.
We'll have a helpline available for you by the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.